So let's talk about volunteering in action. And so I've got sort of some rules of volunteering effectively. It's an action word. First, we don't want to be enabling. I don't know anybody that's studied Haiti, but in Haiti, we basically, they were a rice exporting country. You know, they had some problems years ago, and so we started subsidizing rice, sending them free rice. Now they do not export any rice at all, and they're net rice importers. They produce no rice. We've created dependency. So you don't want to be enabling, and we all know what enabling behavior is. And most of the people in the in this audience are probably recovering enablers because we're choosing a field or profession where you want to help people, and so after a while you realize that that person has to help themselves. UCLA's great coach John Wooden said, if you do something for somebody that they can do for themselves, you've taken away from that person. The second thing, it has to be non-exploitative. It's, we eat our own lunch, and so we, just to use us as an example, you'll never see somebody in a Utopia volunteer with a t-shirt that says Utopia Volunteers. You'll never see us doing anything except celebrate what they've done so that we can maybe get more volunteers and more people motivated. But when we're in Nyaka or we're at different sites, we want that relationship to be between that person, that volunteer, and the people that we're serving. It's about them, it's about that. We just want to support that relationship and be very much in the background and just make it easy. It's not creating dependency. So we're not going there and saying, oh, here, we're going to help you with food. Pretty soon we wonder why there's no local grocery stores. Or we're wondering why that local grocery store that woman that was making bread on the street corner is no longer there because we put her out of business. And then we're not dislocating local help. In this industry, you get to meet people, and I met this man. He worked for a TV evangelist that would raise $125,000 to build schools in India for children that would house about 150 people. So he'd raise $125,000, and this man was in charge of, after he was hired to build these schools. We found it only cost $5,000 to build these schools. It was $125,000, $120,000 in marketing, had to pay the executive, had to pay the preacher, had to pay the TV time. And so this guy just decided to go out and build schools for $5,000, and very successful at that. One day he got a phone call or an email that said, we've got this nice building you built, but we don't have any chairs or desks. And so the man wrote back or emailed back, well, what would you need for chairs and desks? And he got a letter back. We need $1,246. And he's thinking, $1,200 for 150 desks and 150 chairs? How could this be? So he wrote him back and said, please tell me, could you send me what the invoice would look like? What are we buying with this? So we got this long list, 184 screws of this type, 184 nails of this type, 24 board feet like this. They were going to build it themselves. Is there any enabling there? They're doing it themselves. The local community. When Amy and I, my wife and I, my father and mother-in-law said, you guys need, you've been married for a while, you got all these kids, you need a vacation, why don't you go? So we take our vacation to Haiti thinking we're going to have a week together. Well, we end up, the nun has the women sleep in this part and the men sleep in this part. So it was, and we took cold showers, but we did it, it was really fulfilling. But one of the things was, one day we were asked to go to this, the sponsors, we had some other things we were doing, but one day they said, why don't you come to this and paint schools? So we were there and we were painting schools, and Amy, my wife, and I chatted about this, but there was this one girl that just kept watching me, and she had her nice uniform on, and I handed her the paintbrush, and she started painting. And every time I get up, but Amy said, they should be painting it themselves. So they're taking ownership in that. The local community should take ownership in that, where we're either in partnership, and not us going there as white Americans thinking that we're doing good. Maybe we need to provide the paint and the paintbrushes and be in the back clapping and encouraging. But that girl, I will always remember her face of her painting stuff and trying to make sure she didn't get on her clothes. And actually, it's kind of my goal after a while was that every one of them have their parents mad because they had paint on their clothes. And then the last thing is being humble and not assuming and asking.